The Artifact, Chapter 11, The Scrambled Code. Vance quickly secured the downed sleeper, confirming he was alive but in a profound, non-responsive coma, a victim of his own mind weapon. Elias retrieved the codex and finally had the peace to examine the damage. "The book is a mess," Elias murmured, his voice hoarse. But the code wasn't destroyed, it was scrambled. The pure, chaotic energy of the city's subconscious, all the raw fear and undirected passion, was forced back through the code's clean frequency. The digital signal has been corrupted by the analog soul of New York. They found a secondary, smaller utility ladder and began the slow, arduous climb back up, leaving the silent, ruined altar of the generator behind. As they ascended, Vance's radio flickered back to life, spitting static and panicked voices. "Red Ghost! Red Ghost! Do you copy? Massive simultaneous psychological distress reports coming in. Panic attacks, mass hysteria. What is happening down there?" "The code of order is broken, Agent," Elias replied to the voice on the comm, though he knew they couldn't hear him. "The city is having night terrors while awake."
The Artifact, Chapter 12, Consequences in Daylight.
By the time Elias and Vance made it back to the Met's upper levels, the sun was rising over Manhattan. The museum was a secured crime scene, the masked collector having vanished entirely, his specialized armor likely retrieved by a secondary team. But the real evidence of the night's events was outside. News reports flooded every screen. Mass confusion, erratic behavior, and sudden, inexplicable civic chaos. A high-profile Wall Street executive spontaneously quit his job on live television, declaring his life a meaningless corporate dream. A subway train inexplicably reversed direction, its conductor claiming he was following the voices. People were acting out their deepest, most suppressed fears and desires, untethered by the sleeper's controlling algorithm. Elias realized the horrifying truth. The sleeper's controlling code, however tyrannical, had provided a form of psychological ballast for the city. Its removal hadn't restored freedom. It had introduced catastrophic instability. Every New Yorker was now dealing with the full, unfiltered weight of their own and the collective city's trauma. The digitized code hadn't just been uploaded to the Sphaera Mundi. It had seeped into the city's electromagnetic field, settling like a layer of psychic smog. Elias looked at the battered Codex Somnus. It was still the key. It was the only device capable of modulating the now scrambled psychic frequency. Vance stood beside him, watching the news reports in stunned silence. "They'll try to retrieve their master, Elias, and they'll come for the book. This isn't over. We broke the machine, but we unleashed the disease." Elias gently opened the codex. The script was still glowing faintly, but its patterns were no longer rigid and beautiful. They were jagged, chaotic, and volatile. "The Air King's ghost was about a flight that failed, Agent," Elias said, the exhaustion of the night weighing on him. "But this is about a city that never landed. The sleeper built his kingdom on secrecy and control. Now we have to teach this city how to dream again. And the only way to fix the code is to understand the first sleeper's original innocent intent." He knew their next step had to be to decipher the Dutch geometry of the Sphaera Mundi, the 17th century mechanism that held the original pure blueprint for New Amsterdam's dreams. The final confrontation would not be against a masked operative, but against the very historical foundations of the American city itself. The hunt for the true code was on, and it began with a journey back to the chaotic, paranoid world of New Amsterdam. Where will Elias and Vance take the codex to begin deciphering the 17th century Dutch secrets of the Sphaera Mundi? The adventure continues. Part 8. The Dutch Blueprint. The early morning light streaming through the shattered skylights of the Met was not comforting. It was revealing. It highlighted the chaos the city was experiencing, a collective breakdown of psychological order that was only just beginning. Elias and Vance knew they had to disappear, taking the Codex Somnus with them. "We can't go to a government facility," Vance stated, her voice returning to its sharp, professional timbre. "The Sleepers organization, the final curators, they'll have assets everywhere, especially inside agency that deals with strategic cultural assets." Elias, still feeling the faint, chaotic thrum of the city's unsorted dreams in his temples, had already formed a plan. The Sphaera Mundi's blueprint isn't just about magnetism or geometry. It's about historical paranoia. The Dutch weren't just charting New Amsterdam. They were fortifying it against the unknown wilderness. We need to go to the only place in Manhattan that still holds the structural and archival memory of that era, the New York Public Library's Schwartzman Building. The hunt for the true code was on, and it began with a journey back to the chaotic, paranoid world of New Amsterdam. Where will Elias and Vance take the Codex to begin deciphering the 17th century Dutch secrets of the Sphaera Mundi? The adventure continues.